Welcome back to the deep dive. Um, Last time we left off on the first terrace of Purgatory. We saw those souls dealing with pride, weighed down, learning humility.
Yeah, it was quite powerful. Really showed how recognizing our own limits isn't, a weakness, but actually a key part of understanding ourselves better.
Exactly. And that journey continues. Today we're moving up, you could say, to the second terrace.
Mm.
The focus here shifts to envy, and we're diving into the 13th canto.
Another layer of the human condition to unpack.
Absolutely. And like always, we're not just looking at this as, old literature. The goal is to see what insights, what lessons we can pull out for our own lives, our own journeys.
And it starts with a really striking scene, doesn't it? These envious souls.
This Compton Force.
Well, they're clothed in this coarse haircloth, which signifies penitence, obviously. But the really jarring part is their eyes are sewn shut.
Sewn shut. With iron wire, I think it says.
That's right, iron wire. It's a very, very physical image.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that speaks to that idea we've discussed before, contrapasso.
Precisely. The punishment fitting the sin. They can't see physically, which directly mirrors the evil eye of envy.
Ah, right, the evil eye. Because the word itself, envy, comes from the Latin invidere.
Meaning to look against or to look maliciously.
So in life, they looked at others' good fortune with resentment. Well, now they can't look at all.
Exactly. Their outward negative gaze is turned inward, or rather just blocked. It becomes this powerful symbol for what we could call the blindness of envy.
Okay, blindness of envy, let's unpack that a bit more. It's not just like wishing you had a nicer car, right?
Mhm.
How does it actually make us blind in our daily lives?
Well, it's deeper than just wanting something. When envy really takes hold, it drastically narrows your view. You get so fixated on what someone else has or what you think they have that you genuinely fail to see the good things in your own life, your own strengths, your achievements, your blessings, big or small.
So you miss your own positives because you're focused elsewhere.
Completely. It's like driving, but only looking in the rearview mirror at the car behind you. You're not watching where you're going. You're almost guaranteed to mess up your own path. It just drains your energy into resentment instead of, growth.
That makes sense. But then, as Dante and Virgil are there, they start hearing things, right? Voices.
Yes, exactly. Amidst this visual deprivation, there are these voices offering a counterpoint. It's like an auditory lesson.
What do they hear?
They hear examples of the opposite of envy, selfless love, concern for others. There's Mary at the wedding feast at Cana saying they have no more wine. Her focus is entirely on others' needs.
Right, not on herself at all.
Then there's the famous friendship of Orestes and Pallades, total loyalty. And maybe the hardest one, the call to love your enemies.
Wow. So these examples, they really contrast sharply with envy's self-focus, don't they? Envy isolates, but these point towards connection.
That's the core of it. Love turns our attention outward, towards others' well-being. Envy pulls it inward destructively. And then following these voices, Dante sees how the souls are positioned. The text uses the metaphor of caryatids.
Caryatids, like those sculpted figures on buildings that act as columns.
Exactly like those. They are literally supporting each other in their shared blindness.
So what's the lesson there? They're envious, but they still need each other.
I think it highlights that even in suffering, maybe especially in suffering, community is essential. Envy might try to isolate us, make us feel alone in our resentment, but our fundamental need is for connection, for support. It's a visual argument against the isolation that envy breeds.
Okay. And then there's a specific person Dante meets, Sapia Salvani.
Yes, Sapia, a noblewoman from Siena. And her story is quite something.
What does she confess?
She admits that she actually felt joy when her own city, Siena, was defeated in battle.
Joy at her own people losing.
Why? Purely out of envy. She couldn't stand the thought of her fellow Sienese succeeding, so their defeat felt like a win for her personally. It's a really extreme example of maybe civic envy.
Civic envy, that's a chilling idea, that your sense of belonging to a community could be so warped by envy that you'd rather see the whole group fail.
It really shows the danger, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How it can twist even basic loyalties. And you can see echoes of that today, I think. Sometimes there's a kind of satisfaction people take in seeing others fail, even if it doesn't benefit them at all. It fosters this real cynicism.
Yeah, you definitely see that online sometimes. But how did Sapia even get to Purgatory if she felt that way?
Ah, well, that's another key point. She says she's there, beginning her purification, not because of her own merits late in life, but because of the prayers of a humble man named Pier Pettinaio.
Pier Pettinaio. a comb maker.
Yes, known for his goodness. His prayers helped her.
So that speaks to what? The power of intercession, connection on a spiritual level.
I think so. It suggests our positive actions, our prayers, our good intentions for others, they can actually have a real effect, create ripples we might not even see. We're connected in ways beyond the obvious.
Okay, so we've covered quite a bit here from just one canto. Let's try to pull out the main takeaways, the things listeners might find useful for, their own lives.
Sure, let's list them. First, definitely that blindness of envy, recognizing how it warps our view and stops us seeing our own good.
Right. Number 1, beware the blind spot envy creates.
Second, the necessity of community. We saw it with the souls leaning on each other. We need support. Connection is vital. It's the opposite of envy's isolation.
Go 2, lean on community. Don't let envy isolate you.
Third, the power of love as the antidote. Those voices marry Orestes, loving enemies directing focus outwards with care.
Got it. 3, cultivate love and empathy to counteract envy.
Fourth, the value of others' prayers or good intentions, like with Sapia and Pier. Our positive connections matter. They have power.
4, spiritual community and positive intentions make a difference.
And fifth, that danger of civic envy we talked about. Being mindful of how resentment can poison our sense of shared identity and just breed cynicism.
5, watch out for envy-twisting group belonging into negativity. Those are 5 really solid points.
Yeah, they feel quite relevant, I think.
Definitely. So as you're listening, maybe think about which of those hits home for you. Have you felt that blindness? Or maybe felt the strength of community helping you through something difficult?
It's all part of that journey, isn't it? This canto, this terrace, it really holds up a mirror to a very common, very human struggle. And it suggests that looking outward with love and connection is the way through the shadows.
So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. Considering that blindness of envy, what good things, what potential connections, what sights might you be missing right now because envy is clouding the view? Something to ponder.
A good question to carry forward.
Well, this has been our 47th Deep Dive. Thanks so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
We look forward to exploring more with you next time.